We are not Tiny Tim. We are not here to suck our collective paw for some public and political photo opportunity. We will not say, "Please, sir, may I have some more?" For we are the reality of Independence 92. And we demand the right to pee. We demand the right to pee.
Great social change comes about in isolation. Together we are power. Together we can succeed.
We will no longer be in bondage. We have tasted liberation, and we will take that liberation and become free citizens.
Disability is not just a fact about particular individuals. It is a judgment society makes about particular groups, which denies us full participation.
For 2,000 years, as disabled people, we have suffered all forms of degradation, humiliation, oppression, exploitation, discrimination, and underdevelopment. We have to understand that we are gathered here today to speak about one of the biggest crimes against humanity.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vancouver, British Columbia. We want to extend a special greeting to those passengers who will be taking part in Independence 92 International Congress and Exposition on Disability.
Okay, we're going to lean you back now.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll take this for you too, okay?
Yeah, that's great.
I've been looking forward to coming to Vancouver for Independence 92. For me, it's an opportunity to meet people from around the world, to look at what's gone on in the disabled community over the last 10 years, and more importantly, to look at what still needs to be accomplished.
You're okay there. Hang on a sec.
This world event far outstretches many other national events and even international events. It is the first time in history that this cross-section of people with multiple disabilities from such a variety of cultures and countries have come together. It's historical.
You know, these are rolling thunder streets, and everybody is rolling along, and the able-bodied have to hop out of our way.
Ah, les gens d'épilepsie.
The sense of community that you get walking in the hallways while everybody's trying to find their workshops is pretty amazing.
Those people in South Africa who speak,
Yeah.
I'm from there. I'm a Zulu.
Ya no hay boletos. Ya, yo estoy buscando boletos.
Caribbean, that is pretty close to South America.
South America. Way, way down. Very far.
It's an opportunity for us to share our expertise and our experiences with other people with disabilities so we can learn from each other.
Can't you spot the Australian?
How do you spot the Australian in a crowd like that?
The one without a tie.
I think the message here is that when you're dealing with over 13% of the population that share a common bond, that's a force that's got to be reckoned with. It's a huge potential for political change. And you're not alone. And you can make a difference. No matter how big or how small the contribution is, everybody has a role to play. Even if it's simply waking up in the morning and trying to get out of bed and trying to reach your potential and going off to apply for a job, going to school, being a volunteer in the community. It doesn't take big things to make a difference, because access and exposure creates awareness, and that creates change.
And I'm interested in the solutions. I mean, I have frustrations enough, and I'm interested in the solutions.
The general public still has this attitude that if you're disabled, it's the worst possible thing that could happen to you. It's not true. I mean, we just want to get on with our lives. We've got jobs, we've got families. We want to do everything that we were doing before. And we can do that if the attitudes change.
Make sure that the two front wheels get on one step, and you grip the rails evenly on both sides. And the back wheels will come automatically on another step. You just hold and takes you up there. Actually, when you want to learn, you get somebody to be behind you. It gives you double security, right? And when you reach up there, the person just push you off. The same thing when you're coming down, the person just pull you off.
Is it dangerous?
No, it isn't.
This conference has 3 or 4 major possibilities. First of all, it's the celebration of the accomplishments and the regrets for those accomplishments that did not happen in the last decade. Of course, the more important thing is the sharing of experiences and skills and knowledge of the disabled community throughout the world, and the reflection of many of the issues that we still encounter. But hopefully, the ultimate goal is to plan the next strategy, the next responsibilities that all of us bear on our shoulders for the, perhaps towards the year 2000, and achieving real equality of opportunity and sharing resources.
Independent living is disabled people coming together, disabled people making friends, disabled people dancing, disabled people getting involved in relationships, and even, dare I say, disabled people loving themselves.
I don't regret my life as a disabled person. I mean, my life has gone the way it has gone. I became disabled at the age of 6. At this point in life, I would not go back and do it differently. I feel enriched by my life experience, and I assert my joy at being alive, as others do, and I will dispute with anyone who says my life is not as worth living as anyone else's.
I have people come up to me and tell me that they're going to heal me. And I say, why? And it confuses them because I am healed.
Getting out into the streets of Vancouver was a learning experience for many delegates. And just going out into the community and meeting people that weren't always staring at you because you were disabled.
It's been good. There's a lot of people from around the world, a lot of new ideas. You get to talk to people, see what they're doing, see what's happening, new products. It's good. I was injured in '74, so back then when I went out in the chair, hardly anybody was going out that was in a chair. You'd go to a shopping mall, you'd be the only one out there. There weren't any facilities really for you. I mean, if you were good enough and mobile enough, you could push your way around and get through. But if you weren't, you just didn't bother. You just stayed home and didn't go out. So it's getting a lot better that way. There's a lot more facilities. People are accepting it more. It's a lot better all the way around.
One of the great things about holding a conference in Vancouver is that the city itself is totally accessible from the point of view of being in a wheelchair. One of the things that I just couldn't believe was coming out of my hotel and hopping on a wheelchair accessible bus. I mean, it's unheard of back in Toronto. In Toronto, you've got handy transit, but you have to wait and you have to book 4 days in advance. Here, there's no wait. You just come out. You don't have to dictate your life around the transportation system. You can just hop on and do it.
Where we'll let you off at a Stanley Park Loop, bus loop, and then you can go into the walkway into the park. There's phones there. Or did you want to see the aquarium?
Everything.
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 Okay.